the final weekend of SpeedPlay, and I'm officially recording this so we can share some information with people that were in the program. And John and Deb, I'm so grateful to be face to face with you, via all the devices we use now. And we're so grateful to have had all the information that you all have been sharing. To people that are watching this video, either sort of relatively real time this weekend or they stumble across it in the future, this is just an opportunity for us to chat a little bit about SpeedPlay and what we've been trying to accomplish. And Deb and John, for you all to share any sort of final words for the week 8 workout that we have queued up for everybody. So do you want to just share with us? This will be included in the email that I'm sending out, but do you want to just share a little bit about the workout you put together and what you want everybody to accomplish with it?
Well, we're going to be doing a time trial this week in week 8. You have your choice of doing an 800-meter time trial, half mile, or a 1 mile time trial. And both of those can be used as a great way to measure your progress. You could come back to this again if you decide to continue the SpeedPlay on your own, like repeating some of the workouts. You could come back in a month and repeat that half mile or the mile to see, did you improve from what you did previously? I think it's up to you how you would like to do that. Either one is fine, no matter which group you were in. For whatever reason you choose to do which one, we'd like you to have fun with it. It's something a little bit different. It also has stretched out that distance a little bit because neither group, the beginner group, the rookie group didn't get up to an 800 meters, and the advanced group did not get up to a mile. So it's another chance to stretch your distance a little bit. Right, Deb?
Yeah, I think it's when you come back and do something the second time, you're a little bit more relaxed because you know what you're getting into, and that helps. Anytime in running, you always want to have fun, but then teach yourself to relax when you're doing your workouts or doing a time trial, and then you'll be automatically be a lot faster. You don't have to work harder, but you'll be faster.
So there are folks that have tried speed work for the first time with us, and maybe they either didn't feel qualified or worthy of being on a track or sprinting down the road, or it just was something they hadn't tried because it was just a new tool for their toolkit. I think it can be intimidating to hear the term time trial. And it's the kind of thing that we say, oh, like I want to stay home from school that day, the day of the test, right? So how do you have people, or what would you encourage people when, rather than thinking about this as like the test, the scary test? I mean, I look at it as just simply a way to measure progress and something exciting to see, like, what have I accomplished? Are there other thoughts that you have that you could share with somebody who's either brand new to speed work or has really been like kind of getting rid of the rust, who hadn't done speed work until this very recent?
Well, I think you can view it as kind of a little challenge, just like you challenged yourself when you signed up for speed work to try something, SpeedPlay, to try something different. This is just another aspect of that challenge. And you will not be perfect at it the first time you do anything. No one is ever perfect at it. So my suggestion would be to take this, if this is the first time you've tackled this distance, or, like we have said with all of our workouts, be conservative with it. Go out slower than you think you would need to go, so that you have something left in the tank at the very end that you can say, yeah, I was able to do this and I finished strong. And you learn that you could handle it. So the first thing would be just to learn that you can get through that distance faster than what you would normally do it. And don't, be patient with it, be conservative, just like we've talked about with all the workouts. You're much better to be finished with it and go, you know what, I probably could have gone a little bit faster in that, than to not make it through because you overextended yourself early, or you were you know, you were practically walking on the last one.
Yeah, we
And-
don't want anyone crawling across the finish in this, right?
No, no. Would you have anything else, Deb, to add on that?
Just that when you're coming into this, work on having all four areas, or your first four in the 1600 mile, your first 400 be similar to your second 400, be similar to your third 400, and then to the fourth, and to teach yourself to run at a certain pace and not go out like a wild banshee and then end up, you know, not earning what you want or hating to do a time trial. And a time trial should be fun. It should be something that you look forward to. And
So
if
we
you-
want it to be challenging, but you're suggesting consistency in the laps versus having to like rein it in or drag yourself along. And you guys give a really good description of breaking the time trial, whether it's an 800, which would ultimately be 2 laps on the track, or a 1600, which would be the 4 laps, breaking it into 4 segments and thinking about different goals in each of those sections.
Yes, and I think the other thing that you can learn by another skill of running is learning the idea of pacing. If you wish to run a 12-minute, let's say your goal is to run this half in, I don't know, I'll just say 6 minutes, which is a 12-minute mile. In order to run each of those 4 segments in the same time, they're going to feel progressively harder to do. The first time, you know, your first 200, you know, that you do in a minute and 30 seconds is going to feel, oh, that's not too hard. But to maintain the minute and 30 in the second one will take a little bit more mental effort and a little bit more push. It'll feel like you're going faster when in essence you're just staying the same. And the same would be true for that minute and 30 for the third segment, and then the minute and 30 at the end. So
that's actually a really good point. So we aren't necessarily suggesting that folks maintain a consistent feeling throughout. Like if you were doing a long distance run, you would be potentially trying to maintain not just a consistent pace, but ultimately like the same output of energy. But you're saying like, we just need to acknowledge in speed in a time trial like this, that the energy output is going to feel very different if you want to maintain that pace. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
that would be
Okay.
true. And
Okay, cool.
that is especially true, as we mentioned in our little notes, the third segment is always the toughest because
It's always the worst, right?
yeah,
By the 4th segment, you know you're headed for home, and if you can just dig deep and hang on, you'll.
right. You know that, okay, I got just this, you know, the finish line is in sight. But on that third one, you're deep enough in where now you're tired, but you're not so close to the end that you can actually see it yet.
Right.
So that one is the toughest even for elite runners. I mean, our collegiate runners that were very talented, you know, they had to learn how to do that. That's, you know, one of the things that I think people don't recognize as much as they should is that running successfully involves a series of skills. And, you know, it like any task, you get better at those skills with practice and with learning how your body feels on those and how you adapt to it. It's really running is more than just like a lot of times, you know, some of the other coaches that tease us like, well, don't you just tell your runners to go out and run fast?
Or run and turn left if you're on the track.
You know, and we always kid them back and say, well, we have to teach them a lot because we don't have any timeouts like you do. If things are going poorly, you can call a timeout and reorganize your basketball team and say, what did I ask? What did we talk about
Oh,
here?
okay. So it wasn't the other running coaches. It was coaches of other sports. Got it.
Other
Okay. I was going to say,
sports,
what are they doing with their teams? Okay. I hear you on that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much, there's so much more to it. And you know, that's one of the hopes that I have. And part of the reason that we wanted to make this program available, even though we're doing it virtually, and that doesn't create the same amount of accountability for folks. You know, there is so much mental toughness and just perseverance that comes with running. And so for people that literally made it through, even making it all the way through the 8 weeks, I'm sure we had a lot of people that dropped off week 2 or week 3 because they were well-intentioned, but then life got busy. So kudos to anybody who has stuck out the 8 weeks. But yeah, those are those are critical lessons on the track and beyond. I feel like running is so often, there's so many great lessons that translate to so many more of the things that we're doing
Right.
outside of running.
Yeah, we always try to talk to that with our runners about, the discipline that goes along with getting out there and doing your training, and that hard, intelligent work does pay off in results. And you can see that. You just sometimes, like anyone, our college athletes, or even myself at this point in time, being 67 years old.
You're admitting to that?
Yeah, sure. That you continually have to remind yourself that results take patience, and it's not going to happen overnight. But if you stick with it, you will earn some great results, and hopefully some goals that you're trying to achieve. And achieving goals is always fun. It's fun to be able to set something down and then to go and work toward it and then achieve it. And hopefully the people that started the SpeedPlay and were uncertain as to what they did, but they stuck with it week after week, hopefully now by week 8, they're feeling a very solid sense of accomplishment. And we're happy that they were able to make it. And, our goal is always to make running fun. And that can mean making some changes in what you try to do, to mix it up, to make it a little bit more fun for yourself.
Yeah, I also think you can email John or myself or Leah and let us know how the time trial went.
Yeah, that would be fun to get feedback from people on
Because
that.
that's your story. Everybody has a story, and
Yeah,
this is your story, your running story.
I love it. I love that. Everybody, if you're watching this, please do that. So you mentioned something, I think you said something, John, that made me think about this notion of trying something different, and maybe somebody has explored this for the first time, and maybe they didn't accomplish what they thought they were going to do 2 months ago, but they've made some progress. This program is set up so that somebody could ultimately repeat it, right? And you might, as a beginner, complete the beginner program and then elect to, could they just pick up, like start back over on week 1 and pick up the advanced program, or repeat the beginner program? Or would you guys suggest like a couple weeks off, or just keep, let's say somebody's really excited and they're like, I love this SpeedPlay thing, I want to keep doing it. What does that look like?
Well,
I think they should take a little bit of time off.
Okay.
Then build a base and then come back into it. Because many times when we do well, we go crazy and then we end up, getting injured. And so you always want to make sure that you're excited about running. And so I would suggest they take a little bit of time off from the track workout anyway, and then come back into it.
And by a little, it probably means like maybe 2 weeks. Maybe you just take
perfect.
a couple of weeks where you just get away from it. And then it could be their choice if they would like to, if they've successfully completed or feel that, boy, the beginner group that we put through, I felt like that was good for me, but I'm ready for moving. I want to try this advanced one because I read those workouts and they seem kind of interesting. Sure, then go ahead and do that. Or if you feel more comfortable going back and saying, maybe I'll start with week 2 because week 1 was the accelerations and you get, okay, I've got that. Or maybe there was a particular workout that you really like to do. Like, you really enjoy doing the 200s. I do myself and another running buddy of mine, we've been doing those 200s for like 10 years off and on, but sometimes, we would go for 3 or 4 months in a row where every single week we met just to do 9 times 200 on the track because, well, we enjoyed our company together, and it was something that just added a little bit of spice to our daily routine. So I see nothing wrong with, if you had a favorite workout that you like to do, that to repeat that. Now you don't have to you don't have to repeat it every week, but if you would like to, there's nothing wrong with that either. So feel free to mix it up a little bit.
Kind of sprinkle it in a little bit every now and then. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. Any other parting words that either of you have for either completing the final time trial or things that you want folks to keep in mind? I know you both are big proponents of having fun and staying focused on the love of running, and we've heard that from you and we've seen that from you. And I have personally been so grateful to have you be so willing to share your resources and your knowledge and your information with us each week. Any other things that you want this group to think about as they complete this program or move into the next phase?
Well, I think another thing you can do to make running not necessarily more fun, but if you're meeting someone, your commitment, I'm going to meet someone at 6 o'clock on Wednesday evening, and we're going to do our 8 or 9 200s, at that time. Because that not forces you, but it makes you
accountable.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And it makes the workout go by a lot easier when you have a partner running next to you.
And there isn't any reason why now you can't become the instructor, so to speak. Maybe there is somebody that you run with that hasn't done that, and you could share with them your experience and say, hey, I'd love to get together with you this once a week or every other week or something, and let's do this together, because I was able to do it, so I know you can do it too. And
yes.
And that they could get brought into the idea of trying something different. So
the student becomes the teacher.
Yes, absolutely.
I love it. Pass it along.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much to both of you. And I know you've made your emails available to everybody, your email addresses, and I'm grateful for that. So folks, if you're watching this and you have additional questions or you have something you're really excited about, we all want to hear that. We love to cheer you on. So share those with us, and yeah, have a terrific time trial, and we'll see you out on the roads or on the track.
Very good.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye.